看我的眼睛。
Hi, I'm Jia Shi. Did you know that 1 in 3 kids in America are obese? It's true. No parent wants to believe their child is overweight, but if your child is heavy, he or she is at high risk. So you can do something about it now. Obesity is a lifelong issue beginning in early childhood and continuing through adulthood. As a parent, you can help your child learn to avoid these diseases later. You may not think your child is at high risk. However, according to the International Obesity Task Force criteria in 2004, over 10% of children worldwide aged 5 to 17 years were overweight, and 2 to 3% were obese. That is to say, overweight children are at high risk of becoming overweight and obese adolescents. As a parent, your responsibility is to care for your child's overall health by developing your child's food behavior in early life and increasing your child's physical activity. As previously mentioned, childhood obesity will lead to physical consequences. I will just focus on type 2 diabetes here. You may think that type 2 diabetes has traditionally been viewed as a disorder of elders. However, your child can be at risk, as the prevalence of type 2 diabetes has risen in recent decades. It has appeared in young and adults and is now occurring in adolescents. Type 2 diabetes is now much more common in our obese children, even more among kids under 10 years old. Type 2 diabetes is one of the top 4 killer diseases identified by the World Health Organization, and it collectively accounted for over 35 million deaths. That's 60% of the total worldwide in 2005. If your children become obese or overweight, obesity plays a critical role for an increased risk of developing type 2 diabetes. Obesity will also lead to psychological consequences. I will focus on weight-related teasing and low self-esteem here. According to an International Institute of Health, weight bias means negative judgment of an overweight and obese individual based on social attributes or stereotypes. Obese and overweight children are more likely to have risk factors for psychological health problems, including a risk for a lack of confidence and the risk that they will be discriminated against by peers and elders. Weight-based teasing is particularly common among children and adolescents, and more prevalent for girls and boys with higher body mass index. In fact, some overweight and obese children who are built and teased are more likely to skip going to class. Some even drop out of school altogether. Obesity is negatively stereotyped in Western cultures, and this adverse stereotyping appears to begin early in life. According to the National Centers for Health Statistics, children as young as 3 years attribute negative characteristics such as lazy, dirty, stupid, and cheat to overweight children. If your children are overweight or obese, other children would discriminate against them. They would look at your children and think, "What happened to you? What did you let that happen to your body? Where were your parents?" If your child came home from school and she or he told you that she or he was being tormented by a group of kids because of obesity, how would you feel? According to the American Medical Association, obese and overweight children rated their quality of life with scores as low as those of young cancer patients on chemotherapy. No parents want that for their children. Self-esteem affects numerous aspects of health and behavior, including social adjustment, activity engagement, goal direction, and the prevalence of anxiety. Meanwhile, low self-esteem has been associated with depression and suicidal ideas. We all love our children. Why wouldn't we prevent them from such torment? A healthier lifestyle can definitely help you to avoid childhood obesity. Whenever possible, parents and children should eat meals together as a family. This should be This behavior may be a tool for obesity prevention and treatment. Eating family meals has been positively associated with healthy dietary patterns, such as increased intake of fruits, vegetables, grains, and other macronutrients, and decreased intake of fried food, soft drink, and high glycemic load foods in children. Parents should also keep in mind they are in control of the home environment and are responsible for having the right foods around. Obesity confers a broad range of health risks. Type 2 diabetes. Obese children will develop low self-esteem because of being teased. Both dietary and physical activity patterns have been emphasized as appropriate intervention for the prevention of obesity. You can't ignore the facts. Don't let your children be harmed by the consequences of obesity. Thank you.